Hello everyone, this is Firoz Nadaf. I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel. In my previous video, the link of which I have shared in the description box, in that video I have calculated the slope at A and also calculated slope at B. In this particular video, we will see the calculation of slope at D and also we will see the calculation of deflection at C and D by using moment area method. So I told you to take the load separately. So first we will take 25 kilonewton load which is acting between A and B. This is the possible deflected shape of the beam to this applied load. So AB will be deflected downward, and from B the curve will become a straight line. Okay, since the overhang part is not having any load, so from B to D the deflected it is not a curve, it will be a straight line. Okay, deflected straight line. Since it's a straight line, the slope at any point in the straight line is constant. So theta b1, already we have calculated theta b1 in the previous video, is equal to theta d1. So we are not required to find the value of theta d1. So for you see, I'm defining 1 1 1 1, okay, theta d1 theta b1, because this is the first load. For the second load I will be defining 2 2 2, and you see this load is acting on the overhang part of the beam. So overhang part will be deflected like this. Okay, slope will be increasing from B to D. Okay, it's not a constant, it will be increasing, and from B the curve is moving upward, and this curve, the deflected curve, will join joint A, because joint A is not having any vertical deflection. So we are required to find theta d2. Already we know the value of theta d1. So we will calculate the value of theta d2 by using moment area method, theorem number 1. So before using that theorem, moment of area, theorem number 1, you are required to see, you have to define 2 points. Okay, it's a change of slope between the 2 points. I am defining 2 points B and D. Okay, theorem states that change of slope between the 2 points B and D is equal to M by ER diagram, area of M by ER diagram between D and B. So before using this theorem, you have to see which slope is higher. Either B is higher or D is higher. So from the deflected curve, it is evident that theta d2 is higher than theta b2. So you have to take first theta d2 minus theta b2 equal to area of M by ER diagram between D and B. So you see, what is the area of M by ER diagram between B and D? Half into this height, 12 by EI into 1.5. And from the previous video, you can see the value of theta b2. You can substitute here, 32 by EI. So theta d2 is equal to 41 by EI. So now we have to find the net value of theta d, which is equal to theta d1 plus theta d2. You see from the figure, theta d1 is anti-clockwise. So that's why we have to take it minus, and theta d2 is clockwise. So that's why we have to take it as plus. So the value of theta d equal to minus 59 by EI. This is the net value of rotation at joint D. Now we will see the calculation of deflection at C and D to this applied load 25 kilonewton. Since it's the first load, I will be defining deflection at C and D as YC1 and YD1. So first we will see the calculation of YD1. YD1 equal to D dash D double dash minus D D dash. And you see, after the application of the load, the final position of D is this point. Okay, so when you draw tangent with respect to A, so D is having this much deviation from the tangent with respect to A. So this D dash and D double dash can also be known as TDA. Okay, so YD1 equal to TDA minus D D dash. And you see, this D D dash is very easy. Already we know the value of theta A1. Theta A1 we have calculated in the previous video. By using the value of theta a1, we can find this, the value of d dash. So tan theta a1 equal to opposite by adjacent. Since theta is very small, tan theta a1 will be equal to theta a1. So theta a1 equal to opposite is d dash divided by adjacent. This distance is 9.5. So we got the value of theta a1. So d dash is equal to 950 by a. So we got the value of d dash. Now we will see how we can calculate the value of TDA. To find the value of TDA, we are required to use moment area method, theorem number 2, which states that TDA, tangential deviation of tangential deviation of D with respect to tangent from A, is equal to moment of area of M by EI diagram between A and D with respect to D. Okay, so this much is the area of M by EI diagram between A and D. Okay, so you are required to define total load of this area. Total load of this area is half into 50 by EI into 8 meter. Okay, that total load is acting at the centroid of this area. This is the total load, and you are required to define the perpendicular distance of this total load with respect to D, because we are required to find moment of area of M by EI diagram with respect to D. Okay, so perpendicular distance with respect to D is 5.5, total load into perpendicular distance. So value of TDA is equal to 1100 by EI. So once you substitute the value of TDA, you will get YD1. YD1 equal to 150 by EI. So since YD1 is upward, it is upward, YC1 is downward. So YD1 is upward, we will take it as positive. Now we will see the calculation of YC1, and you see from the figure, from the deflected curve, YC1 is equal to C double dash minus C dash C double dash. So you can see the equation, you can make the equation, and you see this C dash C double dash is nothing but TCA. Okay, after the application of the load, the final position of C is this point, and when you draw tangent with respect to A, this final position of C is having deviation with respect to this tangent, and it is known as TCA. So this dimension is known as TCA. And you see C double dash is very easy when you know the value of theta 1. So theta 1 equal to opposite by adjacent. So already we know the value of theta 1. When you substitute the value of theta 1, C double dash equal to 400 by EI. So you got the value of C double dash. Now we will see how we can find the value of TCA. We can find the value of TCA by using moment area method, theorem number 2, which states that TCA is equal to moment of area of M by EI diagram between A and C. Okay, so you have to look at the area between A and C, and you have to find moment of this area with respect to C. So first you are required to define the total load of this area. Total load of this area, which is half into 50 by EI into 4, which is acting at the centroid of this area. Okay, into perpendicular distance. So perpendicular distance of this load with respect to C is 1/3 of 4. Okay, so this load into this perpendicular distance will give you moment of area with respect to point C. So total load into perpendicular distance, so you will get the value of TCA. So once you get the value of TCA, substitute here, you will get the value of YC1. YC1 equal to 266.67 divided by EI. I have taken minus here because it's a downward. So the deflection above the beam will be taken as positive, and the deflection below the beam will be taken as negative. Now we will see the deflection at C and D with respect to 8 kilonewton, which is applied on the overhang part of the beam. And you see I am defining deflection at C YC2 and deflection at D YD2. So first we will see the calculation of YD2. You see from the figure itself, YD2 equal to D dash D double dash minus D double dash. And you see, after the application of the load, this is the final position of D after the application of the load. So when you draw tangent with respect to A, so this is the deviation of D with respect to tangent from A. So this dimension or this deviation will be called as TDA. Okay, so D dash D double dash equal to TDA minus D double dash. And you see, this D double dash is very easy to find when we know the value of theta A2. We have calculated the value of theta A2. When we substitute the value of theta A2, you will get D double dash. Now we are required to find the value of TDA. We got the value of D double dash. Now we will see how we can find the value of TDA. So to find TDA, we have to use moment area method, theorem number 2, which states that moment of TDA equal to moment of area of M by ER diagram between A and D with respect to D. So this entire M by ER diagram we have to refer because it is between A and D. And you see, first you have to define total load of this M by ER diagram. Okay, so total load is nothing but area of this M by ER diagram, which is acting at the centroid of this area into perpendicular distance. So first we will see what is the total load, half into 12 by A into this length 9.5 into perpendicular distance with respect to D, because we have to find moment with respect to D. So perpendicular distance with respect to D is L plus B divided by 3. Sorry, here it is not visible. L means the length of the beam 9.5 plus B, this B 1.5 divided by 3. So when you solve this, the perpendicular distance is 3.67. So TDA equal to 209 divided by EI. So when you substitute here, you will get YD2 equal to minus 57 by EI, because it's a downward, that is why I have written minus. Now we will see YC2. So you see YC2 from this figure, YC2 equal to C double dash minus C double dash. And you see this C dash and C double dash is TCA. Okay, tangent from A, and C is having deviation with respect to this tangent, and this dimension or this deviation is TCA. And you see this C dash C double dash we can find by knowing theta A2. So theta A2, the value of theta A2 is known. Just substitute here, multiply it by 4. Okay, C double dash equal to 64 by EI. Now we will see how to find this TCA. We can find TCA by using moment area method, theorem number 2. Okay, which states that moment of area of M by ER diagram between A and C. So you have to see only into this portion between A and C, and moment of area of this diagram should be with respect to C. Okay, first define total load of this area. Okay, half into 6 by EI into 4. 6 by EI into 4. This 6 by EI is coming. By the concept of similar triangle, by using the concept of similar triangle. And you see, total load is acting at the centroid of this figure. Perpendicular distance is 1/3 of 4. Okay, so when you solve this, you will get TCA. Just substitute here, you will get YC2. YC2 is equal to 48 by EI because it is upward. YC2 is upward, that is why it is positive. Now we can find the ultimate or the net value of deflection at D, YD equal to YD1 plus YD2. So YD1 150 by EI, this is upward above the datum, minus 57 by EI, this is YD2 below the datum. So the net deflection at D, at joint D, is 93 by EI. Similarly, you can find net deflection at C. Okay, so net deflection at C is minus 218.67 divided by EI. You can see YD you are getting positive, so it is above the datum, and YC you are getting negative, it is below the datum. So theta A1 is clockwise, theta B is anti-clockwise, and theta d is also anti-clockwise. And this value you can indicate, you can go back, refer the previous video, you will get the value of theta and theta b. In this video you will get the value of theta d. Thank you very much for watching my video. Thanks.